Hello everyone, this is a Vissim video about attribute modifications. In this example, I keep using the school drop-off model I had in previous videos, and I'm going to expand. So if you remember, in this one, the way it works is you have the red lanes that are shoulder lanes and basically is used for vehicles to queue. First vehicle will just use this shoulder, but once these get full, they will reroute, go all the way down there, and they reroute there and use this shoulder to wait in the queue. When there is a queue, I want to drop the speed for vehicles driving in a normal traffic lane, because vehicle just waiting here and they just slow down for safety. In this model, I will just show you how to do that using attribute modifications. And in this example, I'm going to just do it for this lane. I'm not going to do it there because it's the same basic. We just need to do it twice. So how to do it? If I come out from the free review, you can see I placed a reuse speed area. In the reuse speed area, we need to set a speed limit that is like the default speed limit. In this example, I only do it for cars, but you just need to do the same for different vehicle classes, you will see. And the way it is with attribute modifications, you need to remember that it actually changes the value in that attribute. So when you save your model, when you stop your model, that attribute will likely to remain there. So whenever you use attribute modifications, you need to make sure that you always initialize that value or to set that value to default. In that case, you can avoid having issues that it remembers some value from the previous round. And after that, that initialization, we basically in every step, we keep checking for a condition, and then we use that with an if to change something, to target an attribute. I placed a detector here, and there are two detectors, as you can see. So one is used for the rerouting, and the other one, this one, with port number 2. It is important that in this case, this detector must have a different port number. So port number 2 and the reduce speed area. So by default, I just need to stop the model. So by default, it is 30 kilometers per hour. And when there is someone here in this lane, I drop it to 20. So if I open actions, attribute mods, and here, these are the two that we need to worry about. Speed reductions. There is one that runs at every time step, and there is one that runs before simulation start. This one, this before simulation start, is the initialization one. So I added a name, run type is before start, object type is reduce speed areas, and the target attribute is desired speed distribution 10 that represents cars. If you want to change it for other vehicles as well, if you have LGVs, HGVs, buses, whatever in your model, what you can do, you just duplicate this. You just duplicate it and change that to LGV or HGV, and that's it. Then in the object filter, I use number equals 1 because I want this attribute modification to change only this single reuse speed area, number 1. If you have multiple ones as well in your model, that's why it's important that you just update the single one you actually want. Then here in the new attribute field, I just put 30. It's just a number, an integer number. Because if you go to base data distributions speed, the number is 30. So you put this number value there, not the, so that 30 represents the number 30, so that's 30. But if, let's say, you put 1003, that will represent this like a 3 kilometer per hour. So if, again, if you put here 1.1004, that will not be 1004 kilometer per hour. That will be 3.6 kilometer per hour. Okay. So then I just put this back. So this way, whenever I start the model, Vissim will update this number, that. Or if you double click on it, that. The other attribute modifications you need to do is the one that runs in every step. So if I open that, I have the same settings. So reduce speed area, you can add the name. From time to time, it's max. Object type is reduce speed areas. Or just let me go back here. So from time to time, if you want to change the speed reduction or the way attribute modification work, you can just apply different 2 times. So you can run a different one in the first 15 minutes, then you can make a copy of this, and you can from time to time use a different one to influence to have a different impact. And period, again, it's just how often it runs. If it's fun, it runs every step. If you put 10, it will run every 10 steps. Object filter, again, number 1. So I only want to affect this one. And our friend, the table lookup, is what we need to use. So you can type it, or you can just use this icon. And then you select here detector, because I use detectors to detect if there is a car in that lane waiting or driving as well in this case. Put that there. And so it needs 2 more inputs. So first input is just detector. You set the type, the object. Then in the second one, you use a condition. And in the third one, the new value. Or you can also use an if or something. So basically here you set what you want. So in my case, what I do, what I will do is I look up detectors, and I want to find a detector that has port number of 2. So that, because that represents detector object. So I just say that. Again, if I put here that GT, I would just need to make sure that I put the same there. And that is the name you put here to variable name. So that object will be represented by that variable. So it will find all detectors that, it will find the detector that has port number 2. And then in the third field, I'm going to use an if. So in the if, what I say, I want to check the occupancy of that detector that it returns. So the detector that has port number 2, so this detector from there to there, this detector, let me just go back. So that detector, I want to check the occupancy on it. Occupancy is an attribute for detectors. So if you just go here, you can find occupancy, and attribute is CC. Elapsed time since the detector was occupied. 0 if the detector is not occupied. So basically, if there is a vehicle in this lane, it will trigger. So now if we say that detector occupancy is more than 0, meaning there is a vehicle on it, or there is a vehicle in that lane, in the shoulder lane, then 20. Or if that is not true, then 30. So basically 20 will be put will override the current value in that attribute. So at the moment it's 30. But if the occupancy of the detector is more than 0, then it will be 20. If not, it will keep it at 30. So it is as simple as that. In this case, you probably don't need to initialize it because using this if statement, it will automatically put 30. But I wanted to show you that way because that's just good practice. That way you can avoid having issues that you set it something and then, just forget about it. So that's the way it works. I think it's very straightforward and very simple. And if you want to do it for other vehicles, you just OK it and you just duplicate. And this will be for heavies. And here, instead of 10, you just put it to 20. And you can use the same. So it's just like that. I hope you found it helpful. Again, I would just like to say thank you if you commented or subscribed to my channel or liked my videos. It helps the algorithm a lot. If you want to support me more, please head to my Patreon or on YouTube, sign up as a member, paying a few dollar amount. I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.